Show. Welcome back to the show. It is now 9:15 on 93.9 The Alternative. Tuesday morning, we do our local music spotlight in studio. I got a very special guest. His name is Bryon Mogul, and we got a big cancer benefit show coming up on October 3rd. Now, before we get into all the details about that, my friend, you have an interesting backstory, right? Like, where you come from, you've been all over the country, you've seen local scenes from New York, Austin, LA, and now you've landed in Arizona, in the Tempe area. How long have you been out here?
I've been out here about 6 years now.
6 years?
Yeah.
Now, what's the big difference that you've seen between those major markets and here?
The biggest difference is public appreciation of the local music scene, people flocking to clubs. I mean, clubs being open, dozens of them.
You seem like you're saying that they're more appreciative in other markets like New York and Los Angeles, because I hear dismal things about local music in Los Angeles.
Well, in LA, that was, for me, that was in the late 80s, early 90s. New York was my most recent. Austin, I still visit frequently. I don't know if it's more appreciative. I know that there's not a hub for a record industry here.
Right.
And there is in New York. I mean, you can even name the labels that are running the cities from time to time.
Of course.
And they're pushing people into the music scene here. We don't have it. We don't even have an independent label that's unified that brings everybody. Although I've heard talk about that coming up soon.
Well, I mean, there's a couple upstart labels that are around town that have local bands that are doing their best efforts in kind of pushing those. So you were in the music scene in the late 80s when the hair bands in LA were massive. So people were going out left and right because they could be seeing the next Motley Crue or Guns N' Roses, or so they thought, right?
And they could be doing that here as well. I think that we need to have a big meeting in the minds of the bands and find out what it takes to excite people enough to get out and see them.
Right.
But you're right.
What do you think excited people in the 80s in LA?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, rock and roll was actually still in its infancy. Only a decade since the Beatles left, right? I mean, and only 2 decades since Elvis was gone. And there was still a lot of censorship, and there was some level of revolution about that among artists. They wanted to sing what they wanted to sing, and even if it was within the paradigm of the record company paying them, they still got to yell profanity or whatever they wanted to do, topics and stuff. I don't know, maybe... I think that maybe we associated it with bars and drinking age back when I was doing that. I was 18 years old, right?
That helps.
That's the people we're missing is 18 to 21. This is an all ages show. That's the benefit we're doing.
Yeah. So the band, it's breast cancer benefit, and it's happening on October 3rd. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month as well. If you may not know, so just another great benefit that celebrates local music and a good way for you guys to help raise money for a good cause. The benefit itself is free, and it's just open for any kind of donations, whether it's a can of food or some money out of your pocket. Either way, it will definitely help benefit those who are suffering from breast cancer. Now, the money you raise, you go to a specific organization and cut them a check, or what?
That's exactly right.
Is it a check, or do you pull the money out of your pocket?
Well, last time we had a couple pumpkins from Halloween, our benefit for leukemia, and we just took all the pumpkins, added it all up, gave it to the bar owner. He wrote us a check that we gave it to the family that was the recipient. In this
what
case,
bar bought the pumpkins?
That was Full Cow, as a matter of fact, was the last one. And also this one, it's Full Cow, it's pronounced, Vietnamese restaurant nightclub in Scottsdale. They posted my last 2 benefits, and they've been getting much, much better each time. In terms of attendance, we had over 100 last time.
Nice. Yeah, well, this is starting at 3, and you got, just all different types of bands on there, including Carol Pacey and Honey Shakers, Manic Monkeys, and a bunch of great upstart acts as well. Tessa Carey, who's going to be playing with a full band, your band, Alien Bass, with Cassidy Alyssa, who's a tremendous talent. If you haven't heard of Cassidy, I know that you've heard her on the station several times before, performing live or some of her acoustic tracks, which is cool. And you're a big proponent of local music. You're out there filming all the time. Do you ever get bands being like, why are you filming me?
No, a few of them have said, can we look at it before you post it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
And one of the things is that no, because I'm just a guy with a camera, and...
you say no?
Hey, I'm a guy with a camera. It's going to end up on someone's Facebook if there's cameras. Now, a lot of bands are using some of these candid videos to see what they sound like when they're not being watched.
Right.
So they don't know that anybody's filming. If you have video cameras, a live to board recording or something, you're always very careful what you're doing. Right. So this way you catch what it looks like. It's very instructional to me as well, because I have people do my band every time we play.
Right. Now, you're familiar with the music industry in general? You have a history of playing with, some...
Yes. I recorded with Joey Belladonna and Scott Ian from Anthrax. I'm published on MCA Records with that. I played with Eldon McNeil from Earth, Wind & Fire, Jack Daly from Lenny Kravitz Band.
Were you like a studio player?
Pretty much. I was actually a neighbor in most of these cases, but I was one of the hotter guitar players at the time, and I don't know why, because I didn't think I was that good, but for whatever reason, they would call me up and I would go in there and I would take a tape home, listen, go back, and with the Anthrax situation, my band with Joey Belladonna singing was playing with Scott Ian's band, which was Bible Black at the time, and they asked my singer right in between the sets if he join them, because their singer was going to Jesus Christ Superstar or something. But so that was the day it all happened, and we did. My band Blitzkrieg at the time had done about 11 gigs with Anthrax, playing to 10,000 people or so. So it was a nice trade-off. And I lost the singer, but I had a friend for life and something to brag about for forever.
Yeah, and that experience, jumping from local clubs to in front of 10,000 people, was that hard for you to be able to perform? Was the adrenaline at all-time high, or are you
not a bit?
waiting for it?
Not a bit. I just ran with it. What was difficult was going from 10,000 to 30. Which was my open mic tour here a couple years back.
Yeah, it's a steep drop-off for sure. But do you still try to perform when you do perform? You're giving the same energy and performance you would in front of 10,000.
Yes, I do. I'll do it for a student. Just it's the same. I mean, I was really passionate about it.
Right.
I think that's why I'm still alive in the business.
Right. Yeah, and you're just making your living out here doing music in Phoenix, which is not an easy feat.
No, and I am doing it between that and BMI royalty checks from some of the work I've written for Anthrax.
Well, that's good. Yeah. And it's always good to get a check. When you initially recorded those tracks and stuff, what did they pay you as a session?
Actually, this was interesting. Is Joey has never gotten. He always got a salary because he was afraid it wouldn't sell or whatever. He was being cautious. They offered me lump sums of money in most cases. I took them in most cases.
Right. And
exclusively with a couple tunes that Anthrax carried over from my band with Joey. I Got the Time. It was a remake by Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson's song is the main one. That I ended up just saying that I wanted a percentage. And those percentages went up because that was a big hit. It went on several collection albums.
Nice.
And I can still actually make rent off it.
Right. When you first got that initial lump sum, did you blow that money?
Oh, of course.
You're right. Like, what did you end up blowing it?
On a Ferrari, on like 1949 guitars, on hotel rooms, on weekends.
Right.
Well, I used to date Justine Bateman from Family Ties.
Shut your face.
No, that was my girlfriend in L.A. And
Justine Bateman?
Yeah.
Right. Now,
she was
wild. She was wild, right?
She was an animal.
Right.
Animal. Yeah.
Like, how crazy. Like, this is like all-American girl on Family Ties, so they have this whole, clean-cut image of her.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, it wasn't that at all. She was in a movie while I was dating her called Satisfaction, which was about an all-girl band. It's kind of stereotypical, but that is more of who she is. Yeah, she loved some of the things that us rock stars are known for having loved that we don't talk about.
So she was partying.
Oh, partying full time. Like the whole floor of the Beverly Hilton was her friends that she financed and would have her band playing. She was a party animal. She taught me a lot.
How long did you date her?
Maybe 7 weeks.
Just 7 weeks?
Oh, yeah, because...
It's kind of a fling. Could you not hang with her? Was she out partying you?
Oh, that would never have happened. It wasn't that, because I was an animal, too. It was that we had met because at the Hard Rock Cafe because I was a Democrat, and she was off the wall left-wing Democrat, and she heard me schooling my current girlfriend who broke up with me that day. She was in the booth adjacent to me. She said, I heard, and my girlfriend threw a drink in my face and walked out of the Hard Rock.
And you're talking politics with her.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah. So we got on that, but it wasn't enough of a bond to hold us forever, you know. But
right.
I haven't talked to her in many years, but
still think about her from time to time?
Yes, I do.
And everything?
Yeah, I think about her. I think about her from time to time.
Right. Now, what ended it?
What ended it was the 1988 election of when I think Dukakis got beat by Bush, and she just crashed. She was so sure. I mean, she used to be able to draw a map on a dry erase board, label all the states with different colors, because she was so in tune with what was going on, and she was off by 1 million points. And Dukakis took a dive, and who knows if that would have been better or worse, but she ended up not getting much work after that. We just drifted.
Right. Yeah, this is in 87, 88.
That's correct. That's correct.
Yeah, so that was her rock bottom. When Dukakis lost, it was just...
It killed her.
Everything fell apart.
It killed her because she was, I think, she was only 28 at the time or something like that, 26.
Right.
But at that point, if you're not still real busy in the industry, you can easily be overlooked.
Right. Well, that's what they did time and time again with all these 80 stars, you know.
Yeah. Now you catch her now and then on I think she was on Desperate Housewives last year or the year before. But as a cameo appearance, and she. Problem is, if you don't see these people, including myself, age over 3 decades, when you see them in 80 and then you see them in 2010, you're going to be in for a big surprise.
Was it rough for you? You're like, oh, that's not the woman I see naked.
Yeah, I don't brag about it anymore. I still feel so shallow for saying that, but
that happens.
Someone's saying it about me somewhere.
Is that 3 decades, right? Yeah, so that's a long time.
That was the first I had seen her, too, was she was 50, so what are you going to do?
Right, yeah. It happens to the best of us.
Yeah, no one can keep the look forever.
Right, so now, what made you want to raise money for breast cancer awareness?
Well, I like to do a benefit every year. I'm actually a cancer survivor. I had colon cancer 4 years ago. I'm clean now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And
did you have to go through radiation and all that?
I went through 3 bouts of chemo, but I had surgery mostly. It was
to remove it.
To remove it.
Was it an early detection that helped you?
No, it wasn't. If you really want to know, I was donating plasma, and they caught some anomalies in my protein screen, and they said, "Listen, when we see that, we recommend you go see an oncologist." I was like, "Are you saying okay?" Anyway, if I hadn't been donating plasma, and I was doing it to get by financially and for the cause, that's a great cause.
Right.
But
yeah, you're doing it for some extra money and stuff, and then they came back. So if that's a lesson out of that, donate blood because it's a good cause and it's also like a free screening.
It is actually, it is. They don't intend it that way, nor do they prefer that.
I'm surprised that they got back to you on that.
Well, I was a regular donor. I'd go in there every couple weeks.
Okay.
And then one time they said your protein screen, it passed, like you have to have a certain level of protein to donate.
Right.
But there were these peaks and dips of things that looked characteristically like, they probably wouldn't have caught it, but I had a person who wanted to be a nurse. She's now actually working for the Red Cross. That was the actual person who was sharp. She was sharp. I mean, a lot of people look at these graphs, they don't care. I mean,
right, they just throw them out. It's whatever. We just want the blood.
Yeah, they call me up and say, "Hey, you better go see." Yeah, I just went back in.
So you got super lucky. So, but it wasn't catching it too early. How far along was the colon
cancer? It was at least it wasn't stage 3. I mean, it was like there was a point where they could remove it safely. But
there's no symptoms. You had no symptoms whatsoever, no blood in the stool, or anything like that?
No, I didn't, and I was feeling super tired. But that was it. I mean, I wasn't skinny. I wasn't any of the other things that I had nauseated. But anyway, that's cancer close to me. I just lost one of my somebody who sang with me recently died that had cancer, and my mom and my dad. My dad had the same cancer I was diagnosed with, and he died. I've outlived him by 9 years now. So, and I'm going to be here forever. I mean, at this point.
Well, then, considering you're a colon cancer survivor, why not raise money and awareness for colon cancer?
I will. The reason I'm doing breast cancer this time is because the date we could get for the event was in October. Right. And Cassidy Elisa, gorgeous personality and a singer, said, why don't we do something for breast cancer? Because that's like 1 out of 8 people. And I said,
it seems like colon cancer is pretty common as well, though.
Maybe the survival rate's higher. I don't know, but
I don't know. My stepfather passed away from colon cancer.
Oh, okay. So you got the same deal.
Right.
It's prevalent in Celtic ancestry, like Scots, Welsh, Irish, English.
I wonder why that is.
Probably the food.
So many dirty jokes.
I mean, you have the haggis.
Yeah, it's the haggis. Damn haggis, always ruining the haggis.
So on Cassidy's request, I looked around, and a couple of our artists had survivors from breast cancer just by chance. And one of them, Steve Mack's mom, told me it was one of the best support groups. She was a survivor, and told me it was one of the best support groups.
It is right now, but there still should be some other groups as well. I'm not taking away from breast cancer survivors and stuff, but there should definitely also be awareness in other areas that is almost as prevalent. I know that you can't necessarily do like a colon cancer awareness benefit in the month of October because it's a designated month for breast cancer awareness, so it would probably rock the boat or ruffle some feathers. That's just something I'm just kind of brainstorming in the head. I'm sure.
Well, I don't know if we'll have colon cancer month because it seems less elegant to say the phrasing. I mean, breast cancer. Well, colon cancer hits mostly men, but breast cancer hits mostly women. But men get it.
Yeah, and vice versa. The percentages are low on both ends of the spectrum if you flip the coin. But it's both obviously cancers that are prevalent that people know people, whether it's family or friends, that have suffered through this, and hopefully survive. But still, breast cancer awareness, great cause, and raise money.
Well, the recipient will be Bosom Buddies of Arizona, which is a support group, well known, do great work. They do referrals. They help out.
I think that's the most important thing too, to research the foundation and charity that you're giving money to. So I'm glad to hear that you are working in association with Bosom Buddies because they do have a good reputation, and you want to make sure that every dollar that you contribute helps and counts, as opposed to shanky or
And even at the corporate level, these categories of these recipients can be sneaky. So I always do that. I want to make sure that it's really going to a cause. I prefer direct action, but this is close. Bosom Buddies of Scottsdale is going to use the money to refer people, make people more aware, provide them assistance with clothes, and there's other ways you can make They have donation bins. They have a phone number for an info line and stuff like this.
And you're going to have all that information available at your benefit on October 3rd?
Yes, I will.
Excellent. All right, well, that's Bryon Mogul. Again, it's breast cancer benefit happening at FOCAL on October 3rd. Support of the Bosom Buddies of AZ organization. So many different bands on there, starting at 3 right now.
Yes.
Going all day, all night over at FOCAL, which they have food and drinks available as well.
Delicious food and very inexpensive drinks. It's a beautiful place. And the guy who's running it, Victor, is one of the biggest hearts I know. He's a big friend to the music scene. He's employee friendly. The only venue that closed on Labor Day so that his people could have the day off, and that was his reason for doing it.
That's very nice. Yeah,
love the guy.
He's a supporter of the station as well, so we love FOCAL.
Beautiful.
Bryon, thanks so much for coming in and talking with me on this. Where can people get more information on this show so they can be reminded?
I would suggest that they go to my Facebook, Bryon Mogul. That's the easiest way. You can go to FOCAL and look at all the posters. But if you go to Facebook and just, I'll friend you, and you can look at my timeline whether you friend me or not, and message me. I'm very reachable. I'm accessible.
All right, excellent. We're going to take a quick music break. We'll be more. We got another pair of tickets to give away. So don't forget, October 3rd, the breast cancer benefit at FOCAL. Here is the latest from Wild Ones with Dim the Lights on the Alternative 939 KWSS.